This is Pastor Misty. I am here to do the wisdom of the Proverbs, which was supposed to happen, 6.5 hours ago. But that's what happens when you are doing conference work. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And I'll be doing tomorrow's chapter 11 probably early in the day. So I won't be doing it at 1:30 or 2 o'clock tomorrow either. That's just how it is. That's just how it's going to be. But we will have these on here if you're following along and this is your Lenten activity, the thing you're doing. It's possible you already read chapter 10 earlier today since I'm so late. But I'm going to go ahead and read it here and now and add a couple of thoughts to it. And I'm excited to see what you have to say. If this is your first time reading Proverbs, this might be an interesting chapter for you. So let's go ahead and read chapter 10 of Proverbs. They say it's the wise sayings of Solomon. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise child makes a glad father, but a foolish child is a mother's grief. Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. A child who gathers in summer is prudent, but a child who sleeps in the harvest brings shame. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The memory of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise of heart will heed commandments, but one with foolish lips will come to ruin. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever follows perverse ways will be found out. Whoever winks the eye causes trouble, but one who rebukes boldly makes peace. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. On the lips of one who has understanding, wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of the one who lacks sense. The wise lay up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool brings ruin near. The wealth of the rich is their fortress, the poverty of the poor is their ruin. The wage of the righteous leads to life, the gain of the wicked to sin. Whoever heeds instruction is on the path to life, but one who rejects a rebuke goes astray. Lying lips conceal hatred, and whoever utters slander is a fool. When words are many, transgression is not lacking, but the prudent are restrained in speech. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver, the mind of the wicked is of little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and toil adds nothing to it. Doing wrong is like sport to a fool, but wise conduct is pleasure to a person of understanding. What the wicked dread will come upon them, but the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the tempest passes, the wicked are no more, but the righteous are established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so are the lazy to their employers. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. The hope of the righteous ends in gladness, but the expectation of the wicked comes to nothing. The way of the Lord is a stronghold for the upright, but destruction for evildoers. The righteous will never totter, but the wicked will not remain on earth. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked what is perverse. So there you have chapter 10 of Proverbs. Don't know if you noticed, but it's a little bit different from the first 9 chapters because here starts this poetry that are a collection of antithetical couplets. So antithetical means anti, so like opposite of one another. So it will say, one thing, doing wrong is like sport to a fool, and then the next line is the opposite. But wise conduct is pleasure to a person of understanding. And so there were 32 of those, or 31 of those couplets in this chapter. And most of them kind of fit along the theme of wicked versus good, wise versus foolish. There was also the theme in there of wise being like looked upon well by parents, and foolish being not looked upon well by parents. And then there was also a comparison of lazy to diligent. So the idea of being diligent and hardworking is lifted up as being on the same lines of wisdom and being wise, and smart and being righteous. So those are kind of the themes. A couple of notes that I found in our Jewish Bible today, as I was looking at chapter 10. Verse 2, righteousness saves a person from death, doesn't mean that the righteous are going to be immortal, but that righteousness could protect them during a time of calamity. I think that goes back to wisdom and natural consequences. If you're like smart about a situation, it's probably going to save you from, some of those natural consequences. If you are not smart, then you're probably going to learn the hard way and experience some of those consequences. Verse 3 is a statement of belief, not fact, which is, it doesn't do a lot of that, I don't think, in Proverbs, but, well, actually, maybe it does. I guess the first 9 chapters did have a little bit of this, but verse 3 says, the Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. So again, that's a statement of belief, it said in the commentary in the Tanakh Jewish Bible. It doesn't mean literally no one who is righteous will go hungry, so everyone who goes hungry is not righteous. It's just a statement of belief that God will help out the righteous when they are hungry. Verse 4 says that sages share that negligence creates poverty, but it's not the reverse. So not everyone who's experiencing poverty was due to negligence. The same with diligence and wealth. Diligence can cause wealth, but not everyone who is wealthy is diligent. So I actually really appreciated that the commentary went there, because it's so easy to translate in these couplets and in the Bible. When you hear one thing, you hear kind of the opposite, and you hear the fact in the statement, and it's not always what is trying to be portrayed. So sages shared that they could see negligence leading to poverty, but they understood poverty was a bigger issue than that, which I think fits today's situation with poverty and homelessness as well. And then verse 13 is not really a rod for hitting someone. It's not a literal rod that they're talking about. It is actually referring to verbal rebukes. So I wonder if that will come up again when we read the proverb about the sparing the rod and spoiling the child. I wonder if there'll be a note there that also says, hey, just a reminder, it's not literal beating your child, but it is, rebuking them. So I'm kind of hoping that's the case. I haven't looked at that particular verse yet. So there you go. Laziness is bad. Hard work is good. Watch your tongue. Make sure you say good things. Make sure that, that you are not lying, that kind of stuff. And I think that this chapter can be taken, can be looked at in our culture right now. Like I said earlier, with the poverty and homelessness, you can look and say, okay, well, some of it's negligence, either on the part of the person who is